Hi divas, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee Talk, an unedited, unfiltered series of conversations between you and me up in the kitchen with our beverage in hand. Today we're drinking iced tea. We're drinking iced Paris black tea from my local coffee shop. Every time I have physical therapy, I get like a little treat after. Sometimes I'll literally sit in the coffee shop and do my work from home work. But today I had to hustle and I had to just sort of grab on the go, and they're really good about like filling my cup with tea, which is really nice. And it tastes delightful. Actually, when I drink like a big thing of iced black tea, I don't even need my morning cup of coffee, which is like so crazy. I never thought I would say that in my whole life, but this is the caffeine. So how are you guys? It's been a minute since I filmed one of these. I tried to film one of these last week, and honestly, like, I'll insert a clip here, so much for the unedited whatever, but it was basically me just like losing my mind from stress, and it was really cute because like halfway through I was like, and I just kept repeating myself because I was just like so stressed out, and Sunshine just like jumped up here and started like headbutting me because she like knew I was freaking out. So if I remember, I'll insert that clip here. There she is. The divas want to see you. See, you all think that she is not a smarty cat. This shirt, oh my god, this shirt is going in the declutter pile. This is improper. But it's like, I feel like I can't post it because it's just me like freaking out for 25 minutes. Yeah, I've been under a lot of stress lately, to be fair. I feel like I'm juggling a lot of things, especially with my new job, and trying to like manage YouTube. I posted a new vlog, which I did some editing on. I have been trying to film more vlogs. I actually posted a poll on my community tab for what you guys want to see, and it's all decluttering, which is like, those are the one videos that I feel like I have a hard time filming because it basically blows up my apartment while I'm doing it, and then I have to like turn off the camera and tidy it all back up. So I guess that's in my future here shortly. Speaking of decluttering, I cannot decide. I feel like I love this shirt, but I can't decide if I love it or not. I feel like it's summery. Like, I love the fabric. I love that it's like, there's like a little like tie in the front. I think that's really cute. I love the buttons. They are like faux mother of pearl buttons. I can't decide if I like the color or not though. It is really summery. But I don't know if it's like, anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, if this is like a keeper or like a goer, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was so interesting seeing the results of that poll. Like, all of y'all want me decluttering all the time. And I'm like, at this point, decluttering what? Like, dang. There's still some to declutter. I get it. I could do a second pass. Okay. But, like, vlogs were like, y'all don't care about that. Coffee talks are like, meh. And like, I've put something else. Oh, like videos of like me like giving product recommendations, or like, similar to like get ready with me and like giving advice about, you know, illness and whatever. And even that was like, nobody cares. Everybody just wants me to declutter everything all the time. So, we'll see what I can do. I will do my best, but it's not super conducive to me to like blow up my apartment once a week. So, y'all might have to be a little bit more patient on that. What I wanted to talk about, oh, and if you haven't voted in that like little quiz on my community tab, I would greatly appreciate it, because I am still sort of figuring out this YouTube thing and trying to like figure out what I'm doing and what I'm putting here. So any input is greatly appreciated. If there's like even a different category of stuff that you'd like, definitely leave a comment, because I am very open to feedback and hearing more about what you guys want to see here. So I wanted to talk about a couple things in this video. I think the title is going to be something about like money. And the first thing I want to talk about is freaking Pennies, man. So I have now been shortchanged by this like local grocery store in my area 2 times when I pay in cash. And the most recent time is because they're like, we don't accept pennies. So we just round up automatically, which means that if something is 66 cents, then it effectively costs 70 cents if you're paying in cash, which to me is like low-key robbery. Like, because I'm standing there with exact change, including pennies, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. And like, I'm just like, okay, well then round down because it's 66 cents. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So I'm just like kind of mind blown how that's allowed. Like, why are we charging people essentially a fee to pay in cash? And like, does that mean that like every store is just going to be like rounding up for the foreseeable future? That just feels unfair. And if that's the case, then price it so that everything is on a 5 or a 0. Like, don't be doing, you know, 66 cents or 68 cents or whatever and rounding. Like, that's so crazy to me. I know that they discontinued the penny. They discontinued producing the penny. But there are still pennies in the world. There are pennies in circulation. They're not like, there's not no pennies. So I don't understand why businesses are doing that. And I don't know if that's just a New York thing or if it's like an everywhere thing. I think it's so crazy. I think it's essentially like, because if you're going to round, then round properly. Like, I'm familiar with rounding, round up at, you know, and then round down. But no, these businesses are just rounding up for everything. I think that's wild. And they're like, oh, well, if you're paying by card, it doesn't matter. Well, I have cash. Why would I pay by card? My purchase was $1.68. Why would I? And then like I tried to hand the cashier pennies and he's like, oh, we don't take those. So I like handed him 65 cents plus a 10, and instead of giving me $9, it was like 8.95 or something. Like, I'm just like, this is so dumb. Like, one, you're shortchanging me, and that's like rude and unethical. And 2, it's like, what are we doing here? Because I didn't have 70 cents, and it's not about the 2 cents, right? It's like, it's the principle of it. And I'm like, I don't have 70 cents. I have 65 cents or I have 68 cents. And you're refusing my pennies right here that I'm handing you in my hand. So that's your choice to refuse my like legitimate money. So give me my change. I mean, and he's like, well, that's just policy. I'm like, well, your policy is immoral, and like, you're refusing the money that I'm giving you that is literal American currency. So what are we doing here? And if that's going to be a thing in all of New York, I would imagine that would be a real issue for a lot of tourists, because how do you explain that to a tourist who's like, doesn't speak very good English? Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to steal your money. No problem. it was irritating. I will tell you that. It was real irritating. I did not. It really put me in a bad mood. I was like real mad about that for a very serious period of time. But like, I guess like so many things are just like, well, that's just the way things are now. They're not making pennies anymore, so therefore businesses aren't accepting pennies anymore. So therefore the pennies that you own are decorative pennies at this point. Like decorative pennies. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing as a society? I just, well, it's just the way it is. Why? Why is that the way things are? Why is it the way it is? Like, you're stealing from me. Get real. It's just crazy. First of all, so many countries don't even do like sales tax as a concept. If something is marked at like $6.95, it costs $6.95. The tax is built in. And that's how it should be. So are we going to stop pricing things at like 98 cents, 97 cents, 99 cents because you don't take pennies? Or is everyone having to pay by card now? Like, it's just so crazy to me. Like, let it go. Don't get steamed. Don't get stressed. Whatever. But it's just the morality of it. And like, and I feel like I can see where this is going, and I don't like it. We're already dealing with like so much like price gouging. And for the international people, like, you're probably like, what are you talking about? Or maybe you do like see it. Like, the United States is in an economic recession. This is a fact. This is not disputable. And like the cost of living, the cost of very basic groceries has risen probably double, I would say. And yes, it kind of goes up and down, but it's doubled in the last 6 years. And it's been really, really challenging to accommodate in like lifestyle, and like salaries have not kept up. And this kind of gets into the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is like a little challenging, and it's what I was really like stressed out about last time. And why Sunshine comforted me. She's absorbing the sun right now. She's tanning in the window, so she's really busy. Like, we understand that she heard her name, but she just adjusted. No worries. Take your time, girl. So basically, while I was during the Space Maker series, by the way, my first video in my Space Maker series on the Space Maker channel has hit 1 million views. April texted it to me, so I'm not like stalking my video. Every like couple months I check, and like I check the new comments, and I like see what's going on, and if anybody's like really nice, I'll like reply to their comment with like a little heart. But for the most part, I don't check my series anymore. But it surpassed 1 million views. That's so crazy. 1 million views, and it hasn't even been a year. We're coming up on a year since we very first started filming. But like, it'll be in a couple of weeks, I want to say. But it's 1 million. That's so crazy. But yeah, so anyway, when people started stumbling on my YouTube channel, people were sort of asking, like, how are you living in New York City while being unemployed? And when people would comment that or ask me that, I was real honest with them. And I said, look, I mean, unemployment is not a lot of money. So I had some savings. When I was laid off of my job, they gave me a little bit of severance. So I had like a couple of months of pay. I had a little bit in savings, not a lot. And honestly, a lot I was putting on credit cards. So now that I'm in my new job, and I have been in my new job for a little bit, and I'm sort of having to face the music of that credit card debt, and it's been really stressful. And I feel like I feel like I try to keep it as real as possible on YouTube, on social media in general. I try to be like open and honest, and I try to like show everything, not just like, I was gonna say not just the glamorous parts, but I'm like, what glamorous parts, girl? Yeah. I mean, not just like the highlight reel, I guess. Like, I try to like be open and honest as much as possible. So all that to say, I feel like I'm showing that like spending on credit cards because you're unemployed and you have to do what you have to do, like, is not glamorous. It's not fun. It's not cute. The fact that I have to pay all of this off now and I'm like struggling a little bit and scraping by a little bit, is, it's not fun. It's not fresh. It's not cute. And it's really stressful. I mean, and like, it's bringing me back to a time in my life when I was like so financially struggling. When I was a graduate student, I was working 4 jobs at one point and I was still struggling to make ends meet. And when I say 4 jobs, I mean it. Like, I was working in the student library. I was working in the box office as a manager at the university theater in my master's degree. And that was like a higher level job. I was also working at a restaurant as a hostess and a server, but they kept only giving me lunch shifts, so I kept making like almost no money, which is part of why I was struggling to make ends meet. And I also worked a professional church singing job, so I was singing church services, and again, it didn't pay very well. None of them paid really well except for the theater job. So, and it was really hard, and I was a full-time student, you know, working really hard and also performing in operas as well at the same time. And I was like so burnt out and I was like struggling so much. And I remember I like have this very vivid memory of me, like, I want to say either that day or like that week, like my car had like run out of gas on the road. I had to like call AAA and get gas put in my car, and I like added like $10 to the tank. And so like I was like thinking about that and thinking about how I was paying rent and like how I had 2 different jobs to work tomorrow, and I was like laying in bed and I was just like vibrating with anxiety and stress over my financial situation, and I didn't know how I was going to make my credit card payments. I didn't know how I was going to make rent. I didn't know how I was going to pay for food. Like, I was just so freaked out and struggling, and it was like my Scarlett O'Hara moment. I was just like, I never want to feel this way again, ever. And so that really shaped my decision when I moved to New York to not get like a waiting tables job or something like that. Like, I wanted something more stable, even at the expense of my singing career, which I didn't like. Looking back, I never really had to sacrifice my singing career for my career in finance, my like admin day job career. But at the time, you know, everybody I knew who was a singer was doing kind of these more flexible jobs, because if they got a gig, they needed to go do the singing wherever they needed to go. So sometimes they would need to, you know, leave the country or whatever. They would have to plan, make all the money really fast, and then either quit or be like, I'm taking 2 months off to go sing. And I knew if I were to take, you know, a stable job, I couldn't just take 2 months off at the drop of a hat. Like, I would have to basically like negotiate or you know, save up all my vacation days to do something. It would be like a real ordeal. I still made it happen and I made it work. I sang for 5 weeks in Italy, even with a job, like an office job, and that was like amazing in 2019. And then since then, I've done only like local projects here, so I've not had to like take off or go anywhere. but yeah, like, so I remember, like, I have kind of that financial, like, money trauma, like, still, I remember it so clearly, and, like, tackling this financial challenge of, like, recuperating from almost a full year of being unemployed, like, I I remember it a little too well, and, like, it's really challenging, and it's something that I'm, like, trying to tackle, and it's, like, it's kind of bubbling up again in stress. So, like, I guess, like, the whole reason I'm telling you guys this is not, like, oh, poor me or whatever. Like, that's, please, like, it is not that. It is just that I wouldn't want to give someone an impression that, like, oh, I'm just living this, like, perfect, glamorous life, and, like, you know, I just could spend money however and whenever I wanted while I was unemployed and looking for work. Like, that is very not accurate. I knew I would have, like, when I got to work and was, you know, getting my full paycheck, you know, at work, and everything, that I was going to have to face the music, face the numbers, and start paying this back. And doing that has been really challenging. And this YouTube channel is not only, like, a creative outlet for me, but it's also been, like, a saving grace. Like, it's not a lot of money. I mean, I'll be transparent. It's, like, maybe, like, $200, $250, $300, but it's something that I can put toward that debt. And it's, like, it is, it's a start, right? And it's, like, and it's also where I can connect with you guys, and I can, you know, do a little creative, you know, video editing, and it also helps to, like, hold me accountable in terms of clutter, and, like, in terms of, you know, setting up to film this video. If my couch isn't clear, I'm in deep trouble. I can't film, so I need to get in there and clean it. So I guess all that's to say, like, I'm very grateful to you guys, and I just want to be, like, honest, open, and transparent with you with what all's going on. And I don't want you guys to feel, like, duped, or that I'm not, like, open and sharing, and that, or that, like, my life is somehow, like, perfect or whatever. Like, definitely having my own challenges and ups and downs and whatever. And it's so funny to me how, like, after Danny's second pass, she kept talking about how she's trying to focus on debt-free Danny, and I'm like, girl, same. It's probably gonna take me a while to get there, but girl, same. Like, I'm also trying to be debt-free Julia, because I feel like this debt, you know, I had debt when I graduated from graduate school, and then I got my first, you know, real job in New York, and I, like, really started chipping away at it, but I wasn't being paid very much, and, you know, it was a very slow process, and I felt like I had made so much progress on my debt, and then I became ill, and I think shopping became, like I talked about, you know, in my series, like, I was really stuck in bed, and I was, like, spending a lot of money for the dopamine hit, and I do, like, know and acknowledge that some of that was, you know, illness, depression, and probably, like, some of the ADHD as well, like, ooh, dopamine, buy this, but, having decluttered my home, taken a look and really examined and turned over my shopping patterns and everything, like, but unfortunately just circumstances leading to me, you know, accumulating more debt is, like, you know, it stinks. But as I did on the Space Maker series, like, I made a mess, and, you know, I'm being honest about it, and now I'm having to clean it up, and it's not fun, And I don't like it, but it's life, and that's being responsible and taking accountability and keeping my side of the street clean, and, you know, not letting my mess be anybody else's problem. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has ever been there. It's definitely not easy, and it's gonna be probably like something that is going on in my life for a little while in the future. I mean, hey, maybe this YouTube thing really takes off, and and like it'll be a lot shorter than I think, or like I get some sort of a crazy windfall with no harm to anybody. No harm to anybody in my life, please. Like, I'm so superstitious about those sort of things. Like, whenever you're like asking or praying or manifesting money, make sure that you add with no harm to anybody, because God forbid you lose somebody in your life and it's some sort of like inheritance or something. That would be terrible. But like, yeah, like I mean, maybe something happens, but for the foreseeable future, it's something I'm gonna have to be dealing with. And last week I was totally freaking out about it. This week I feel a little bit more put together and on top of things. And you know, it's just a reminder to like do these sort of project pan, use it up challenges, and really focus on like what I have and not kind of get sucked into buying, which I haven't really been in a long time. But I definitely am guilty. Like, if I'm going to the grocery store, I'll be like, oh, I eat cucumbers all the time, I need more cucumbers, when I totally have a cucumber in the fridge. But it's like, you know, I forgot or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm there, I'll grab it anyway. And then I get home and I'm like, okay, well, now I have 2 cucumbers. Fine. Now I have 2 packs of tomatoes. Now I have whatever. I have a little bit of mascara that's just vibing in my eyeball. No worries. No worries. I'm just gonna keep messing with it till it feels comfortable. Oh my gosh, I'm so oversensitive. The like textures, like I can be overstimulated so easily, and I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm so quirky. I just mean, like, if you see me like picking at my face or my body like a primate, it's like because I am wildly uncomfortable. Hello, ADHD, bring me back to my train of thought. Anyway, I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to be honest with you guys and like what I was thinking about. If you guys have like thoughts or feelings or personal experiences, advice to leave in the comments, feel free. Would love to hear it. Would love to hear it. If you guys have thoughts, feelings, advice about what you'd like to see on this channel, also please leave it in the comments, because I would like to give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. And if you like the video, please. If you want more people to see this video, feel free to hype the video, which you can do by swiping the comment section and pushing the little star button if you are on your phone. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Subscribe! Join the fam! Join the club! We would love to have you. We are approaching 9,000 subscribers, which is really cool. Once we hit 9,000 subscribers, we're going to be approaching 10,000 subscribers. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. Gotta crack that code. Gotta figure it out. And, oh, I had one last question for you guys. If you stayed to the end of the video, would love to know what you guys think about, like, as I continue to declutter, I'm thinking about posting, like, a Poshmark or a Vinted with some of my items. Some will be like a little bit like higher price, and some will be a little bit like more low price, like $10, $15, something like that. If that's something that would be interesting to you guys, please let me know. And I will definitely do that. But if that's like, you're like, no, ew, I don't want to own anything that's been in your closet, let me know that too. I will leave it off. And otherwise, I think that's it for right now. Thanks for watching to the end. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys next time. Duh. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.